What's going on, guys? This is Zach Jones with Melrose Design Company, and today I'm going to show you guys how to make a customized sign using nothing but a scroll saw and some lights, so stay tuned. I started this build by printing the logo out on 11 by 17 inch paper. I used a combination of Microsoft Word for the font and Excel to size out the sign properly. Printing from Excel causes some of the lettering to be printed on multiple pieces of paper. All you need to do here is cut and tape. To project the logo on the board, I used some spray adhesive, making sure the logo laid completely flat. Before cutting the logo out, I switched the scroll saw blade out to a number 2 skip tooth blade. There's different types of blades for multiple purposes, so research the type of blade for your application. When cutting this 1/2 inch board, you want your power setting around 5 to 7, taking it very slow through the blade. You want the tool to do the work, and rushing through this will cause you to mess up and break more blades than usual. It's good practice to switch out your blade when you notice it's getting harder to make turns. Using my orbital sander with 120 grit, I was able to take off most of the paper. If you know an easier way of getting the paper off, let me know in the bottom. Please ignore the awful socks here. To get a nice finish, I went with a black spray paint. This allows you to get all the nooks and crannies with the paint. You could use a brush and some paint if you prefer that too. To keep the sign against the wall, I drilled out some holes to accommodate some 3-inch screws. I took a countersink bit so the head isn't visible when I go to spackle. I drilled a total of 18 holes and added all the screws in their respective locations. This will help with the alignment of the aluminum spacers. I ordered these lights off of Amazon. These lights are battery powered and have adhesive back to it. It also comes with a nice remote that has some pretty decent range. Taking the red backing off and using some 3/8 inch staples, I wove the LEDs through the sign. It's important to use staples here because sometimes the LEDs heat up, causing the adhesive to melt off, causing the lights to fall down eventually. A cool thing about these lights is they also allow you to cut them to length. Jess and I used the logo as the template. Once we had it level, Jess went around pushing the screws into the wall to mark where the anchors will go. Once that was done, I went around to each mark and drove a plastic anchor flush with the wall. Once all the anchors were installed, I held the piece up, lining the spacers up to the wall anchors. Jess drove some screws in to secure it to the wall. Now the screws are in place, I took some fast drying spackle and filled in all those countersunk holes. If the sign ever needs to be taken down, it's pretty easy to go back in and take out some of the spackle and then unscrew the screws that are going to the wall. For the smaller sign, we added some high strength super glue to the back of the letters and secured it to the wall using some painter's tape. It's important to let this dry overnight. We came back the next morning, stripped the painter's tape and sanded the spackle flush with the sign. I brought some glossy black paint and a foam brush and painted over the entire logo to blend it in. I want to give a huge shout out and thanks to Dr. Ochavi and his team for allowing me to film this order. And if you're looking for a dentist in the Virginia Beach area, Dr. Ochavi is your guy. I put his link in the description. Now all that was left was to turn the LED lights on and take some artsy shots. I really wish I had a gimbal for this. Maybe one day. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you found some value here, please consider liking and subscribing. I want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.